And we're in. This is Jim Crashers Live. My name is Dondo. My man, according to Woods, next to me, and in the middle, the man, the myth.
Bulletproof motherfucker. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you are. It's not cable TV.
Right.
It's not terrestrial.
YouTube, I don't know. I don't work here.
It's Blake Troop, Bulletproof Troop, in the house.
He's playing music, apparently.
He's a fighting man. He's a wrestling man. He's a handsome man.
He's so great.
Got a fresh haircut.
He's so great that he likes to watch himself while he's on the show.
He was
watching myself.
Yeah,
now.
which is like a. That's right.
I'm trying to share it. You fucks.
He was giving us lessons in mowing the lawn earlier because he had former jobs where he's done that. So all
That's
those
a
things.
Right?
That's a lot. Damn, we're more approaching this shit 5 seconds into the show. Actually.
That's right.
But,
That's right.
Yeah, man. What's good, Dondo?
Well, we have such a special guest that I just want to get a few things covered because I know he's got a lot to say, and I don't want to interrupt that. But in MMA news, we just heard just a few minutes ago about the guy with a sword on his chest.
Yeah.
Well, it's a phallic symbol, but it is a sword, and now he is retiring that sword.
Retired, man.
Right? Excalibur is getting put back in that stone.
Like the guy that does PWG?
I don't get the joke.
I don't either.
Excalibur.
What's the PWG?
PWG. Oh my God, you're supposed to be a wrestling guy too, man. Damn it. Okay.
At any
So,
rate, Brock
Brock
Lesnar's
Lesnar.
now retired.
So how big is he gonna get? Is he gonna get like 67 big?
Nah.
Because now that he doesn't have to
think?
fucking test, I want to
Oh,
say
I
that he's gonna
see.
be like
I
the
see.
Iranian Hulk or some shit.
Because he lost some intestines, so he can't get any fatter. He cut a bunch of stuff out.
When he's made his money, I don't think he's gonna get that much bigger. I think he's just kind of overdoing all the work and stuff because fighting's a fuckload of work.
Right?
And I think he's just like, you know what, fuck this shit. I made my money and I'm fucking down to kick back. I'll
He
wrestle
almost
every now and
died.
then when I gotta wrestle. And
Huh?
I made fun, but he almost died. His intestines were all fucked up.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that WrestleMania match with Kurt Angle where he fucking backflips and lands on his fucking neck.
Brock Lesnar almost died. His shit was all messed up. And they had to cut out a
almost
few
died of
pieces.
that fucking backflip, too.
Backflip,
Land
yeah,
on
that
his head.
shooting star press.
Crunch, like, oh!
Yeah, that was
So you brush with death and have all that money still in the bank. You gotta spend some of it. Get out there and spend that money, Brock.
out in Canada, apparently.
Wherever.
Yeah, but no, he's in Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. So, for our
Hey.
Canadian listeners and
Well, that's a
fans and
big
shit.
one, right?
Yeah.
And then a
That's
shout out to the
two
people-
letters.
Hey, but
Unless you enunciate it.
is there anything else at MMA? Or we're gonna move on to the
Fuck.
fabulous Blake Troop.
Dude, we've got, obviously, Lillian Garcia, formerly of the WWE, signed on as the cage announcer for Professional Fighters League, PFL. So it's going to be fucking cool. I mean, they're making big signings like Jose Shorty Torres, former Titan champion, Titan FC champion, former UFC kind of, upstart, I guess you would say. They've got Yves Edwards behind the mic. Who else? I mean, that squad is pretty.
PFL?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the rebirth of World Series of Fighting. I know Ray Cefo's big in it, and they put on fantastic fights. When you start looking outside the UFC, they're one of the, for sure, top-notch organizations.
Yeah.
And I mean on ESPN, so they're gonna get some sort of like not backdraft, but they're gonna ride an undercurrent of support that ESPN is basically dealing out to all MMA promotions, namely
building.
the UFC, and then now this is almost like if WWE and WCW were on the same channel back in the day. This is unprecedented, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and they're giving away. I mean, you win the tournament, $1 million. I mean, we had the
That's
gentleman
huge.
who won the heavyweight tournament. I mean, he basically was like, I'm done. I made $1 million. Peace. And now he's got a front office role there. So, as you mentioned, Ray Cepho, former fighter, I mean, he's big in Japan. And, he's
Huge
really
in Japan.
Yeah, of course, huge.
Huge.
Anyway.
So another thing about MMA is we got Lights Out XFs coming out with their first
Huge.
show, which is another huge thing. It's great to see other Southern California promotions really
That's right.
getting big pushes. They're going to be on Fox Sports West.
I love that.
I fought for the title when they were CXF, California Extreme Fighting.
Formerly CXF.
And they just partnered up with Sean Merriman,
It's huge.
NFL player.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They're coming out there on May 11th. They have their first show.
Burbank Marriott.
Burbank, yeah, absolutely.
Which is another huge thing for the Southern California fight scene to have another promotion coming up and really making breakthrough strides.
I agree.
Which is awesome to see as a fan of the fight community and somebody who wants to see it growing in every capacity. I'm stoked to see what they're going to do, especially building their budget up and being on that
Agreed.
type of production team where they were already putting on fantastic events and fights. I'm really stoked to see what else they're able to do with it,
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got one of your teammates, a gentleman that we're familiar with, Warrior 135,
Albert
Carlson Race.
Morales is fighting Alfred Kashakian for the 135-pound belt, which should be a scrap, man. Alfred's got fucking hands and a lot of power in his hands. And Albert's very well-rounded. Albert's got great hands, great jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Tough guy. They're both very scrappy. I'm really stoked to see how this fight goes. Albert is a former UFC vet. Alfred is a Contender Series vet.
Right, absolutely.
I know Alfred was the former 135-pound champ as well. So it's just a fantastic matchup. I mean, you're really seeing two of Southern California's top 135ers, and it's not just that, but scrappy 135ers that are
Hell
going to
yeah.
come have what I would imagine is going to be a very exciting fight to watch for the fans. So I'm pumped for that one.
Agreed. The entire card is stacked.
Yeah, man, dude.
Dominic
And,
Clark.
I mean, good. Go for it.
That's just one that I know of. You tell me. I know you know that thing by
Well,
heart.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it, Sean Merriman has had flirtations, and I mean, he's a guy who after he retired from the NFL, has done, jiu-jitsu training and
Yeah.
striking
I heard
training.
he's
He may
thinking about
fight.
fighting.
He
Yeah,
may
that's
fight.
what I hear as well. There's some
I'm
grumblings.
enticed.
So yeah, it's gonna be cool, to almost have almost like a Jordan player coach type scenario. When Jordan was with the Wizards, he was in the front office. I mean, part of the ownership team, and he played. So
Yeah.
um,
It's huge.
yeah, and Merriman is in more of an athletic prime than Jordan was at that same time. So
Very
it's going to be good.
capable.
It's going to
I
be
was just
awesome.
gonna say, seeing a guy who's been at such a high level of a pinnacle of sports competition, the athletic ability that a guy like him has, or even like a Greg Hardy, who I'm not a huge fan of, but when he's like, I'm like what could be the Michael Jordan of combat sports? All right, on an athletic level, maybe, brother, but I don't agree with that statement. But anyway, back to what I was saying about. I couldn't believe you said that.
Yeah.
But seeing a guy who's been a top or a top athlete in the NFL, which is, I mean, you want to start talking about athletic performance. It's one of the highest paying sports, and you just see a ton of extremely athletic people going there. So to see someone with that athletic prowess come into fighting, like Greg Hardy coming into fighting, which,
Huge.
it's man, the damage that a guy that big can do, man.
Right?
Now, I mean, you talked about it, so I definitely want to get into this because that statement, it was probably as egregious as you can get, and especially the guy that he fought. I mean, the post-fight interview with Dana White, this guy's supposed to be 9-2. I want to see those dudes that he fought to get 9-2 because, like,
They fucking knew that guy just had it. They know exactly who that guy was
Right,
going to fight.
absolutely.
They knew he was going to go in and roll over that guy.
Right.
They want to see him do well. That's what's Hardy's record? And he's co-main eventing.
Yeah,
Didn't he
exactly.
co-main event the last time he fought?
yes,
too,
he
which
did. Yeah.
I get having the athletic background and having the hype behind it because of who he was earlier in this life, but they knew who that guy was fighting 9-2. He was a 9-2, so like it looks good, but I can't really bash it, like
Well,
they
again,
knew who he was. For
Yeah,
Dana
but-
to seem surprised about the guy being 9-2, I'm surprised that he's surprised.
yes, absolutely. This is the guy who signed James Toney to fight Randy Couture in striking only, and obviously CM Punk, right? And but that statement again, it's
Like
super.
CM Punk, I can't bash either.
No, absolutely. I
People
love
will
that
pay
guy.
to watch him pretend to fight.
You're right.
Fuck,
But-
people are gonna pay to watch him fight for real. I don't blame. He built up a big enough name around him that I don't have a problem with him coming over and getting to bypass a lot of the early hurdles that like a fighter like me had to go through and building our way up.
Right.
Because he's done that in other areas. Same thing with Hardy. I can't hate on the guy because the guy, dude, he did a lot already to the point where people are gonna tune in to watch him fight.
Right.
Same with James Toney, but did those guys have the accolades to make it to the UFC for like a first fight?
Right.
Not really, but am I gonna sit here and be mad at that guy and be like, oh fuck him, dude, the guy went and did amazing shit somewhere else, you
Right.
know? Like, so
And
I
he's-
think anybody who
he's
hates
g-
on people who get those opportunities just haven't made it far enough in something themselves to get a fast track to the top.
Right.
So I can't hate on CM Punk. I don't
You know,
know why. I just talk. I don't know where.
No,
else.
I
no,
think
but
that's a
that's
legit statement.
Yeah, but
for real.
the statement, right? In terms of his prowess and Michael Jordan levels of like potential. Okay, so Herschel Walker, Matt Mitrione, Brendan Schaub, right? All former NFL players, and I mean,
And
those are just the
badasses.
ones that we know, right? How many fighters have played college ball or high school ball, or I mean, we just opened the show with Brock Lesnar. I mean, this is a gentleman who walked out of the WWE despite never playing professional, or I mean, any type of football at all. Literally walked on to the Minnesota Vikings and made it right up until the first game of the season, right? So that's the thing. So by Hardy saying that he's this, I'm all for confidence and all of that, but I mean, to me it's egregious because again, are you a Herschel Walker type? Pedigreed player. This is a guy who literally does the 1,000 push-ups when he wakes up. And he's what 50. And he. I mean, in terms of mixed martial arts acumen. I mean, he fought for Strikeforce. He won. I mean, they didn't put him up against
he
like a Tim.
smashed people.
Yeah, no, he was
50 years old,
50
smashing.
smashing. So with that all being said, it's just like, oh man, I don't know who's in his ear or whatever.
At the same time, he's got all us motherfuckers talking about him for saying it. So
It's
I
a
mean, I can't
fact.
hate on that either.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that's
like
what it's
Conor
about.
McGregor, where you might say some shit, you're like, that motherfucker, no way, blah blah. And like, fuck, we're talking about him.
He's
He found a way
current.
to put his name in our mouths. you know?
Again.
I'm just glad it's just the name
Again and
not
again.
anything else in our mouths. But anyway,
Well, that's all your business, Woods.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
Hey,
I mean,
what you do for fun is your business.
hey,
Nobody
you
wants to
know,
hear about your sex life, Adam.
peanut butter.
Nobody wants
Anyway.
to hear how you get all those cool jobs.
Okay,
That's
so-
how Woods gets everywhere. Access Hollywood.
Whoa, jeez. Come on, kayfabe,
Okay.
kid.
His wife watches
Anyway,
the show. We'll take it easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I gotta go home to. all right,
You do.
so
He's
this
gotta
is not
make it
gonna
out of
be
the
good for
OC.
me. Jesus.
There's pillowcases
She knows
after.
how
Get in
to-
trouble. There's a couch over there in the studio.
I know, and I mean, she knows where to hide bodies. So there's
Yes.
that. Anywho, speaking of like news, right? MMA.
Tell us.
We were all at the Combate Americas Reina show, which
We
was
were.
an incredible show
Yeah.
this past Friday night. Now, one big piece of news that ended up happening, and I mean, first off, shout out to Froggy Estrada, Michael
Froggy.
Reyes,
Eric Gonzalez.
yeah, Ghost
Eric,
Pepper,
Ghost
Keep
Pepper,
that shit
yeah.
spicy,
Jesus.
son. I'm just saying, you
Sid
know.
Vicious.
Sid Vicious, Cindy Trio with a vicious, almost like Bushido samurai sword type head kick of her opponent.
I don't know if
Yeah.
the camera can see that, but we were just out at Sid Vicious's house.
Yeah, Rounders.
Just before we got here.
and,
Rounders.
Richie
Shout out to
Palomino.
Balquatch.
Bulletproof troop motherfuckers. They
Yeah.
were showing off
Right?
our gear.
Yeah.
He brought his
man.
grenade, so I ain't
Fuck
messing
yeah.
with him.
But here's the thing. So apparently, Tito. I mean, it's not even apparent. Tito Ortiz, on the back of Campbell McLaren, basically signed with Combate Americas, making him almost the Terry Funk of MMA. How many times has that motherfucker retired? I mean, the least, you know, it's retire. Oh wait, here's a contract. Oh,
One
whatever.
more promotion I
Which-
haven't fought for.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go fight
exactly.
with him.
Which, hey, I'm not
Again,
mad
I
at
know
it, dude. I love Tito. So he's one of the reasons why I fucking, you know, watched MMA, you know, in its formative years. So it is rumored, and here's a pro wrestling tie-in, that he will potentially be facing one Alberto Rodriguez, better known to the wrestling world as Alberto Del Rio or Alberto El Patron in the Lucha Underground world, who it has been for the last several years the figurehead president of Combate Americas. Now, what does that mean for MMA? Well, this is a gentleman who does have legit mixed martial arts experience. He was on the Mexican national team in terms of wrestling, right? And kind of in infamy, he's the guy that got head kick knocked out with a mask by Crow Cop in Japan.
It's huge.
Oh,
That's
was
a
him.
good. Yeah, there you go. I know I got him. I know I got
didn't
him.
know that was him.
Yes, absolutely. So this is a former WWE champion and what have you. A lot of people think it's a freak show fight, right? But tell me. Obviously, Combate Americas in Latin America is doing better numbers than the UFC. They pretty much had a really good showing at Galen Center in USC.
It was amazing.
Thousands of people.
Great
right?
show, by the way.
Right?
Great
And-
fights and great production.
Great
Yeah,
production.
absolutely.
Yeah, fight
Fantastic
show.
production.
Red
right?
carpet treatment for everyone.
So, but I mean, they still are kind of struggle in terms of finding their place in the MMA sphere in North America, namely Canada and the U.S. So,
Well, it's pretty established here, but they're going in places that, you know, don't
their
necessarily
numbers
accept it.
here, you know, it's the zone. So, but the thing about it is, theoretically, could there be a better fight for them to reach the pop culture lexicon than Alberto Del Rio from wrestling and, you know, again, MMA, the head kick knockout against Tito Ortiz? Who,
At
I
the
mean,
moment, no, that's a great fight.
That's
And
a great
that-
fight.
Whoever the matchmaker is, give him a bonus.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's. I mean, or whoever's fitting the bill at Combate. That's
Right.
Smart fight to
That's a
make, I
real
think.
MVP right there. But yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, when have we all been talking about Combate? I mean, this is a rumored deal, and hopefully the MMA gods keep those guys healthy because they are north of 40. But even still, the pedigree that they have, you know, Alberto Del Rio, second generation wrestler, has a legit MMA background. Tito Ortiz, a UFC Hall of Famer. You know, this is going to be, I mean, he looked great. He looked the best we ever seen.
He's still
in-
huge.
In terms of, you know, his fight
fit.
acumen against Chuck.
Chick's
Anybody
hot.
that- yeah, anybody that said that Chuck,
His chick's
anybody
hot.
that said Chuck was like, you know, out of it or that fight might have been fixed, listen to the audio of him getting cracked.
Oh, no, Chalk got
Yeah.
knocked the fuck out.
Yeah,
That was that.
absolutely.
That fool went down.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the best.
I hate to see
Yeah.
that. I hate to see that.
And
Yeah,
this
that
is
was-
so this is
Chuck's
the best,
still the man, but I
Yeah.
hate to see that.
This is the best Tito
for
Ortiz
sure
that
got
we've
knocked
ever
the fuck
seen,
out.
you know?
Yeah.
And Alberto has taken time out of the ring to seemingly
recoup.
focus on MMA. So this is going to be good. You know.
What
I'm
I think
excited.
from a fighter's perspective, the most interesting thing about this is you're taking a guy who was an incredible self-promoter in Tito Ortiz. Like
Yeah.
he came out and really created the whole brand, Punishment Athletics. He had bleached hair, flames on his shorts. He handed out playing cards with him on them and stuff. Where you have a guy who created a lot of self-promotion. I'm not super familiar with Del Rio, but I'm assuming if he was in the wrestling community, he did a lot of very similar stuff. So the way that they're going to build this up and hype this fight, I'm really interested to see some of the tricks that they do with such a big production quality team and stuff to promote this fight and hype this up, because I think it's a smart matchup for both guys. You know, where you have two older guys. I mean, that shouldn't be competing with fucking young 20 guys. You know, like
Nah.
But it's a great co-main event or main event fight where it's like you have two huge names from multiple sports getting in and mixing it up, and how the way that Combate is going to try and hype this fight and sell this fight to the people ahead of time really interests me, because I'm going to be taking notes because I'm going to be doing some of the same shit. You know,
the man.
Just like bro, I took a lot of notes from Tito Ortiz, the way he came up, being memorable and all that stuff, the way he did a lot of that stuff, handing out stickers. You know, so I'm stoked. I really enjoy the way that Tito Ortiz pushes himself in his fights. I've actually really looked up to Tito for a long time because of a lot of that stuff, and I implement a lot of that in my own self-promotion. But I'm really interested to see how teamed up with Combate, who seems to do a great job of hyping their events, building content for it, and getting people interested in it, which I'm not surprised to hear the numbers in the Latin communities are better than the UFC, because it's a product specifically catered towards them.
Yes.
They put out a fantastic product, from the fights to the way that they hype their fights and build stuff up. So I'm really interested to see the methods and some of the techniques and the things that they do to build this fight up, to build interest in the fight, so that the whole world knows that this fight's happening.
And
There's a question for Blake.
No questions!
We got a question for Blake on the table from our producer.
Oh, okay, by the way, Larry Overlay.
Yeah.
yeah, what's up, Larry?
What's up, Larry?
Larry! Shout out to Larry in the 805.
Kelby Klein says hello.
What
Yo,
up, Kelby?
Kelby, what's up, man?
He also said Bart says hello.
What up, Art?
What's up, Bart?
Bartman.
And other stuff I don't understand. And then the Joey Angelo says, Blake Troop, when you coming to do bare knuckle?
Whoa.
I mean, I would be interested, you know. I'd be interested in doing bare knuckle. I got a fight coming up. We're going to get to that later on the show,
Yes.
but I do have
Hint,
a fight
hint.
coming up.
Yes.
Hint.
I would be interested in doing some bare knuckle. You know, as long as you're getting paid, brother. I heard you never got paid on that one card with WBKFF or whatever.
Yeah.
So if it's bare knuckle,
Not Moose's knuckle.
was it BKFF is the legit one? That's putting on great events. The one that Rumble's a part of. If it's
Yes.
with them, man, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Give them a call. Tell them I'm interested in potentially lining something up. But like I said, I got something big coming. I guess
Yes.
we're going to transition into that right now.
We may as well.
Coast Gilly says, what's up?
What up, Gilly? Appreciate you, brother.
But without further ado, we
Yes,
have
I guess we'll
big
get into
news.
a big announcement.
Breaking news on Pox News, because that's Pox over there in the corner.
My next fight, it's been announced a little bit, kind of low key. This first time I'm kind of coming out and announcing it big time on like a platform or something. Is I'll be fighting Friday, June 7th in the LFA at LFA 69 on Access TV. Co-main event. I'll be fighting former Bellator world champion Brandon Halsey. So bam, what? Huge fight for me, biggest fight of my career, and I'm super pumped on it. I think it's a great matchup for me. You know, my promos are going to be out the park for this one. I'm going to be stepping it up. I got a Game of Thrones promo coming, a Macho Man. I'm the baddest man in the LFA light heavyweight division, yeah. And so I'm going to be having some fun leading into this fight. And, you know, training's going great for it. Fuck, I'm excited. I got a bunch of dope, fresh merch in. I got tickets in hand. Tickets are $40, and they come with a free Bulletproof Troop T-shirt. Not like this.
Whoa.
The 3/4 camo baseball sleeve ones.
I've got like 3.
DM me
I love
directly
'em.
if you need some tickets.
Love
It all goes down in the DMs.
Shit, it's gonna be like I said, former Bellator world champion. So I'm not just fighting like a tough guy. I'm fighting a former Bellator world champion. And the way I'm training, man, I'm confident I'm gonna go in there and I'm going to put hands on this guy. And it's gonna be a rough night for him. You know, I got 100% finishing rate in the first round, so I'm gonna be bringing that big brother jiu-jitsu. I'm gonna light him up, spin him around, slam him on his head, tie him in a pretzel, eat his lunch, steal his girlfriend, slap his daddy, and then make him cry for mommy. That's big brother jiu-jitsu, baby. So if that don't sound like a good time, you better stay out of my way.
Yeah, that sounds like a damn good time. Yeah,
It's a good time for me.
yeah, for sure. Now, is this 3 5s or 5 5s?
3 5s. So
3 5s.
So this is kind of like they haven't named it a title eliminator, but if I roll over him or vice versa, there's a very good chance that the winner's getting a title shot.
Woo.
So I'm confident that the next time LFA's in town, I'll be fighting for their belt, which I can't say that's for sure yet, but
I like your
Some
thinking.
that's really
grumblings.
where my mind's at,
I
baby.
like that
I'm
thinking.
like a fucking pirate, baby. I'm out here on a treasure hunt. I'm looking for the jewelry. That's what I want. I like shiny stuff.
I
Hell
couldn't tell.
yeah.
Couldn't tell.
Hell
at all.
yeah.
No, not at all. So, what have you done to step up your preparation for this? I mean, this is could lead to championship levels of performance. So, any difference in training?
I mean, I work a lot with my coach Rage and my team. In terms of specifics, I don't really want to get into specifics that I'm doing differently or focused on or anything. But I'm very confident in myself, my skills, and my abilities. And I think it's a good matchup for the both of us. You know, he was the champion at 185 pounds in Bellator. We're fighting at 205 pounds. And, you know, he's used to being the bigger, stronger guy and being able to really muscle fuck his opponents. But I don't think he's going to be bigger and stronger than me. If anything comparable, he's 6 foot, I'm 6'4". You know, I'm 230 right now. I don't know where he's at, but I'm benching like 385, squatting 550. So I'm incredibly strong. I'd be surprised if he's as strong as I am. You know, so I think that's a big thing that's going to play to my
Savage.
advantage, where he's going to be
Just
used
a
to being able to
savage.
muscle fuck guys. And I don't see
Jesus.
that happening with me.
Bulletproof troop.
You know, but yeah, I'm excited. It should be a good fight, man. And I'm going to be looking for the finish as always. I got 100% first round finishing rate. I go in, I'm looking to hurt people. I'm looking to put people away. I'm not going to be in there trying to play a point score. I don't want to go home whining about the judge's opinion. I'm going to make it easy for the judges. The judges can kick back during my fight. We have a philosophy in my training camp, with my team, with the whole little Engage Your Rage squad. And it's one bell. That's our philosophy. One bell. Ding! The beginning of the fight. The ref should wave it off before another bell goes off.
Wow.
One bell, baby. So that's the way that I fight. You know, I'm coming out to hurt people and put people away. You know, slam them on their head and tie them in a pretzel.
Damn,
Well said,
and where's
well
that going
said.
down?
That's going to happen at Casino Morongo. It'll also be on Access TV Friday, June 7th. Casino Morongo. Hit me up for tickets. Like I said, tickets are $40. And come with a free Bulletproof Troop shirt.
Hell yeah.
You can't get a better value.
Hell no.
Hell no.
I'm going to love that one. Robert will be at the buffet. I'll be in the pool. And Troop will be knocking people out.
There you go. Fuck yeah, man. I mean, the last performance in LFA, I mean, you literally reversed a Figure 4S grapevine.
That was two fights ago.
Yo, 2 fights ago, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, could we see like a Quentin Rampage Jackson-S powerbomb? I don't know if it goes to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. You know, I'm always looking to finish the fight wherever it is, standing on the ground, you know, dropping hand grenades and elbows on motherfuckers.
Elbows.
Yeah,
I
elbows,
like
baby.
that.
Because when I'm on top of you, raining down elbows, I don't think there's any worse place you could be. That's why I call them elbows. It's like being in hell, baby. You suffering.
Yeah.
I'm frightened.
And hand grenades, baby. People think this is the hand grenades you need to be worried about. These are the hand grenades you need to be worried about.
Once those are dead.
And these guns don't come with a safety.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We don't know what you got, bro.
I'm just telling you that I have never really witnessed a self-promoting machine that is so well-oiled and so off the cuff as Blake Troop. He can put it out on a whim. He backs it up, clearly stepping up to one of the biggest fights of his life, and good things to come. I'm excited to be there. We hope you will all be there. DM my man, DM Robert Woods, myself. If you want tickets, we'll find them for you. We'll get them to you. Get the T-shirt. We love those T-shirts.
Damn right we do.
You know?
Okay.
I want to see a sea of green camouflage T-shirts at LFA.
Hell yeah. So here's one other thing I will say about that, to kind of toot my own horn a little bit, is I got offered this fight and I got offered a couple other fights. I took the toughest fight on the table because I know little bitch. I get so sick of these dudes out here in the fight community that won't take tough fights. I'll duck number one contenders. I had a kid named Edmund Shabazian who's now the next big thing, 7-0. They're like, oh, is he going to be the youngest champion in UFC history? He's going to beat John Jones. They're comparing this kid to John Jones, and this kid signed a contract to fight me and then pulled out of the fight because I was too big of a test for him. And then just blocks me on social media when I start fucking exposing his ass. So that I'm proud of myself for stepping up and always taking tough ass fights, never ducking anybody, running from anything. You know, where there's guys out here that are 7-0 now, but it's like, bro, when you were 3-0, you ducked me. So like, fuck your whole O. The only reason you have that O is because you ducked me. So I'm stoked that my entire career I've taken tough fights from, Khalil Roundtree. I took that fight on 8 days notice.
Khalil Roundtree, Jesus.
Where I stepped up and I've taken really tough fights, and like I said with this, I was offered multiple fights. I took the toughest fight on the table, where not enough guys do that in this sport. But I think that's a big part of, like we were saying with the football players earlier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the more money coming into the sport, the more athletes are coming over to the sport. And the thing is, this is fighting. This isn't a sport you're going to go compete in. You don't play fighting. I'm coming to fuck you up. I'm a fighter coming to fight you. And there's too much of this athlete mentality that bothers me, kind of like, I'm just going to duck tough fights until I get to the UFC. And I don't respect shit like that, And I built I'm 8-5 right now, but I've built my way up by taking tough fights, 4-fight win streak now, taking the toughest fight of my career that a lot of people probably didn't want, and that was the one I jumped at, which, I gotta pat myself on the back for not being a little bitch. Shout out Edmund Shabazian, a little bitch.
Boom.
And John Hackman Jr., you're a little bitch too. Don't think I forgot about you.
Dropping
He's talking about coming out of
bombs.
retirement. But he's not even worth my time. Fucking 2-1 scrub. At least Shabazian's 7-0. I'll talk shit to that kid.
There you go. Hell yeah. Now,
From the mouth of
Edmund
truth.
scared Bosnian. Fucking punk.
oof, such heat. Such heat. I can tell there's
I just
a
put
little
people on blast, man, because like when you hear people always like, oh, I'm an MMA fighter. I'm a this. I'm like, I'm undefeated. Bitch, you undefeated because you won't take a tough fight. And now you've gone to the UFC and your fights in the UFC have been tough. I won't take those away, but fucking terrible performances. Boring as fuck. Like, I don't know, fuck that. I think that it puts a bad mark on the sport for those of us that are fucking real motherfuckers, That's the one downside of having all these athletes come to the sport. You little bitches. Not all of you. Just some of you.
Just some, right? But I mean, obviously, you were alluding a little bit before about your big brother jiu-jitsu. So you are a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, and you also held championships.
Yeah. So I got my purple belt like 6 years ago or something. I don't ever really do the gi. I started training like 2002. So I mean, I don't know, and I'm all no gi, so I like never put the gi on. So I'm still a purple belt technically. But I don't really give a shit what color my belt is. All belt does is hold your gi closed. But I mean, I would almost maybe like to get promoted so I can start getting tougher competition when I go. Like, I'm 2-time world champion, purple belt, 5-time Naga heavyweight champion. Fucking, I have so many gold medals. I'm about to do another photo shoot with all of them, and it's just like,
Damn.
fucking like, I got so many medals. But so all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's like a 7-year purple belt. But I like taking people down and getting on top of them and fucking doing shit that their big brother used to do to them. Like that's, I'm gonna make you feel.
Noogies, wet willies, all that shit, right?
Yeah, I don't know about wet willies, but
Oh, that's what she said.
yeah.
That would be Adams Woods jiu-jitsu.
There you go.
Licking
Something's
earlobes
getting
and-
stuck somewhere.
Licking
We don't know
earlobes
where.
and fingering
May or
belly
may not rape,
buttons.
choke you.
Oh yeah. Wow, we had to go there. Shit. But you were mentioning Khalil Roundtree. You got some love via the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
How was that?
I was stoked, yeah. So on, I want to say it was Monday morning, I woke up to a bunch of texts. People like, bro, Khalil just shouted you out on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Amazing.
And so I eventually saw the video of it. And, he talked about how for the Johnny Walker fight, he'd come into Black House to get to really work on his wrestling with myself and Kevin Casey. And just talked about us both being big, strong, really good grapplers. And which was awesome, I've been listening to Joe Rogan podcast for a long time. So to
Hell
hear
yeah.
my name,
Hell
hear
yeah.
myself get
I heard
brought
your
up.
name and I fell out of my chair.
Yeah, I was tripping. So I was really excited to hear that. Me and Khalil fought like 5 years ago. He's like my third fight. And then I started training at Black House, and we became cool and like friends, and trained together and stuff. But I wouldn't consider us like great friends. So getting the shout out meant that much more to me, because I felt like it was a true recognition of my skills and abilities as opposed to somebody shouting their homie out. So I was really stoked on that. Khalil's a great guy. And man, did he look good in that last fight against Eric Anders. He smoked that guy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you could just see that he had Eric Anders had nothing to return, and he was so lost.
Just outclassed him.
Eating that leg up, and then when he Khalil, I think it was in the second round, dropping that straight left. You see Eric Anders like,
What in the
what
hell?
am I gonna
Yeah.
fucking do? And bro, Khalil hits like a Mack truck. Like I said, bro, we fought. He knocked me out in the first round. Early in my career, I wasn't ready for that kind of fight yet, but not taking anything away from Khalil. Man, he hits like a fucking Mack truck, bro. Knocked my ass out. You know, so
Yeah.
for
That's for
Eric
real.
Anders to even take some of those shots too, I
And
was,
didn't go down, man. Didn't go down. That was a decision, right?
yeah, he's probably still not walking right. What was
Yeah.
that? 2
He's not
weeks ago?
thinking right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We covered that a little bit. You know, we
Yeah,
talked about
man.
it. So
it was, yeah, it was
Those
fucking
inside
brutal.
leg kicks. Oh,
it's devastating.
yeah. Khalil's a tough guy though. He said he's moving to Thailand full time now.
Yeah.
He's really able to focus a lot on his fight career.
That's
so
amazing.
I'm stoked to see. And he's made some big leaps and bounds, man. He knocked out Gokhan Saki, who's
Yeah.
fucking
Arguably the best striker, heavyweight
one of
striker.
those two, decorated striking
Yeah,
champions. you know, like,
absolutely.
knocked his ass out in the first round.
People expected big things from Gokhan Saki.
Yes, absolutely.
And this happens. So it tells you right there.
I mean, just knowing that matchup and the styles, because Gokhan Saki's, they have very similar, like very aggressive. I wouldn't say wild style, but
no, but
very powerful,
Frenetic pace.
throwing fucking hard.
it's
you know?
bone
And-
on bone is the way I put it. You know, they're throwing, they're moving forward. It's bone on bone Muay Thai.
Yeah, you know, and for Khalil to knock out somebody of that
Caliber.
caliber
Oh, that's
in
huge.
stand up striking, he didn't
A
wrestle him,
legend.
like
Yeah.
knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Hell yeah. Fuck, man. So also, I kind of want to get your take on this. So, Bellator's welterweight tournament, right? And Rory McDonald went to a majority draw, essentially. But his post-fight speech was a little bit perplexing in terms of him not having the killer instinct. You are somebody that doesn't, at this juncture of your career, have that. But
So I haven't heard the interview, but I saw something about it that had like a quote from him saying that he didn't have the desire to go out and physically hurt people and put people through pain anymore.
Wow.
And so I don't know if it's something along those
Yeah.
lines. I don't
No,
know
no,
if
for
you
sure.
can't quote me
Absolutely.
word for word.
It's in
but
the wrong
essentially,
business.
yeah.
So yeah,
Right?
exactly. You know, if you're beyond that, if you're just there to kind of grind out and win something, I can understand, and I respect him recognizing that instead of continuing. If he doesn't have that flame, and when I say flame, it's not necessarily a desire to compete or win or train. I'm talking about like when I said earlier about the athletes versus the fighters.
There's a
To go
difference.
in there and fuck somebody up.
Yep.
Because dude, you're going in there and trying to hurt somebody. You ain't about to fuck me up in front of my mom. You think you're gonna beat my ass in front of my mom and all my friends who think I'm a badass? Nah, homie, you're about to have a long fucking night. If you don't have that and like, I'm gonna run this motherfucker over. Like, I haven't even been hit in my last 4 fights because I come out extremely aggressively to hurt people. If I didn't have, and I'd say that's one of my mental ability to have aggression is one of my biggest, strongest things. For him to not have that anymore, I'd rather see him pull himself out than put himself in a position where now he's getting hurt because he wasn't able to finish a fight. Like,
Right.
but yeah, if you're not ready to fuck somebody up, then you shouldn't be getting into a cage. You know, and if you're just gonna try and kind of grind out or win a decision, then I don't know what to tell you, but this is an entertainment industry. You know, fighting is an entertainment industry, and motherfuckers don't want to watch you dry hump a motherfucker for 25 minutes,
No.
15 minutes.
Not at all.
You know, they want to watch people get hurt. So if you're not coming to hurt people, I guess another perfect example of somebody that you see who had a killer instinct and then kind of lost it and then didn't do well, Mike Tyson.
Yeah. for
That was
sure.
a bad
100%.
motherfucker.
100%.
Scary ass motherfucker.
Couldn't be a better
if you want to
example.
talk about some of the scariest people of all time, he was a bad motherfucker. But Mike Tyson now, and nothing against Mike Tyson, like, or to take away from old Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson of today or the end of his career was not Mike Tyson of coming up.
That juggernaut, yeah.
There was a huge change in him.
You know, and so I can totally understand Roy McDonald I can really respect that he recognized that losing that ability to, or desire, or whatever you want to call it, to hurt people and pulling himself out of the sport before
Before he gets hurt.
Yeah.
before the sport pulls him out.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Donda, your take.
Well, I just think that he hit the nail on the head that there's so many people that are athletic and capable, but without killer instinct, you're not going to put anybody out. And they are going to come back because talent beats hard work when people don't work hard. right? So you're talented, but if you're not going to work hard, and that's for the kill, right?
Right,
Because
absolutely.
essentially, you're in the Coliseum and they're throwing lions at you,
Yeah.
right? So if you can't take out a
I
lion,
mean, that Bellator tournament's stacked. He was fighting John Fitch. That's
Yeah.
no slouch. Guy who
John
challenged for
Fitch wants to
UFC.
kill you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys,
Diego Lima's in there. Andre Korshkov, MVP,
Yeah.
Paul Daly. Like, this is a stacked tournament full
Yeah.
of killers.
Yeah.
Not just talented guys, but killers.
And each of these promotions we're talking about, from Combate, from PFL, LFA, UFC,
Bellator.
Lights out.
Bellator,
Yeah.
they're stacked, lights out, stacked
Longevity,
with
yeah.
killers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there are killers that have been bred in the world of MMA now for 25, 26 years since UFC started. So we had fighters that were rugged and they were all hard, and it was tough man back in the day.
Yeah.
And then you were challenging different styles from karate to kung fu, taekwondo, wrestling, boxing. Jiu-jitsu we know is dominant here in today's world, with Muay Thai, of course, and some other little things thrown
Yeah.
in there. But it's changed, it's evolved, and if you don't have killer instinct, you might not want to step into a cage with
No,
an
not at all.
animal that does.
okay, so we got Aaron Murrow. She said she'll go with us to LFA as long as she doesn't have an Angels game.
All right.
Angels game's canceled.
Yeah,
Cancel it.
exactly. Blake Troop cleared the field.
Tyler Cully said, "Well said." We
People
got
love Blake.
Jason House.
Yo, what's
Jason,
up, Jason?
in the house.
Yeah, we got
He's a homie.
Vincent's in here. Alatoa.
Vince is always cool, always watching the show. We love that guy.
Matthew Padilla
I'm
said,
surprised Vince is not in Cabo San Lucas
Matthew
enjoying
Padilla, what's up, man?
Hey, Matthew Padilla. I
Yeah,
love
damn,
it.
out of Team Plus.
Okay, I'm gonna mess this. Maybe I won't mess this up. Garrick. I'm not gonna say his last name because
Garrett with a T?
with his
With a K?
Chocolate. He said bulletproof.
We're going
Troop is
with
the man.
talking. Yeah,
Pull the
let's go.
poster, man. That's
man.
right. That's all I like to
Aaron
hear.
says Eric Anders hasn't improved one bit. He got his ass kicked.
She's right.
Yeah, I agree.
But he can take a fucking punch and
Well-
like a barrage of kicks. So there's that.
Yeah, he's pretty tough.
That's
Ask
Not
him
the
about
thing
that
you wanna be
today.
yeah,
known
that's
for.
better than most people's military. You
Okay,
know?
uh,
Like, yeah, shit.
Craigus Williams said bulletproof 100.
Yeah, what up,
Bulletproof
brother?
100.
Tornado Snowflake.
There you
the
go.
homie.
And,
Tornado
Carlos
Snowflake, I like that.
Serrano.
Kilo G, what up, homie?
Yeah.
All kind of
Karen
folks out there.
Villarreal said, "Hey Blake."
Hi, Karen. Did you get your sweatshirt?
We're gonna confirm that.
And Kira Christine.
Yeah, Kiara, what up, bro?
Yeah. Team Troop.
Yeah, man.
Troop. Hats off to Troop.
Fuck, man. So yeah, with the Rory McDonald deal, man. So when somebody has an out like that, you know, you almost look famously to, you know, Brendan Schaub being on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Joe Rogan, after Brendan Schaub had gotten knocked out, saying, "Hey, bro, you're not an elite fighter, right?" And you know, at first everybody was like, "Oh man, that was so cold-blooded. How can he do that or whatever?" But look at what Brendan Schaub has done since he's retired, right?
It's our dream, right?
Right.
To jump from obscurity to mainstream.
I mean, not so much obscurity, but look at this guy's pedigree. You know, and played football in the NCAA field, right? Played a season or two in the NFL. Won the Ultimate Fighter heavyweight season. You know, with the likes of Kimbo Slice and whatever, and he's the one who won, right?
Yep.
Had fights in the UFC, never a top 15 contender, but still had fights in the UFC, and he's making more money. I mean, zipping around Venice and Teslas and muscle cars than he ever did in any of his athletic prowess. He's got a Showtime special coming out, right? So when I hear stories like a Rory McDonald, or you know, to a even more sad state of affairs like a Tony Ferguson or a Darren Till, right? When people are like, "Oh, I wish he gets better so he can get back in the cage," I'm like, nah, I kind of don't want. It's over. It's
Yeah.
over. I mean,
We got up and
for
comers.
the longevity, because there's a life after fighting, right?
Absolutely.
You know, in the instance of Tony Ferguson, he almost reminds me of Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan in the WWE. This is a guy who they honeydicked for a long time, and he gets a concussion. You know, when they finally give him his shot, then he's out. He's out for 2 years, right? The same thing with Tony Ferguson. You had that guy, right? And you honeydicked him with a fucking interim title, right? And then now he's in a
it's
mental
terrible.
state.
It's
And
terrible.
those guys were draws. They had feverish fan support, and you were trading out championship levels of performances, and you still honey-dicked them. And now they're whatever. Now you want to see him back? No, fuck no. You know, I want those guys to make money for sure, but fighting may not be it anymore. You know,
right about
and again
that.
with
Yeah, see, Darren Till, just because the motherfucker, he lost a couple fights and then he went and got a little crazy and stole a taxi. So he's done fighting. I don't know about that.
I wouldn't say he's done fighting,
Or
but
Tony Ferguson, like, I mean, having some personal problems and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know what the deal is, but that, in my opinion, doesn't mean he can't come back from fighting. You know, but like, and Tony Ferguson, I think, is a good example of something that I've heard before where he's kind of a weirdo, but you got to be odd to be number one.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. You know,
He's a fucking weirdo. I'm not saying he's not, but dude, you got to be odd to be number one.
But-
I'm a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
I ain't judging
absolutely.
weirdos.
No. I mean, a sweet guy.
Is that a championship quality to have, right? To be different, to be on your own, to
you
be
have
separate
be.
from the
You have to
crowd.
be obsessed.
I mean, I think Conor McGregor is another perfect example of somebody who continually has all kinds of events occurring in his life that aren't what you'd consider normal for a professional athlete. And
Sure.
stuff. So I think that, you're absolutely going to see a lot of
Great
that
marketing, as we spoke earlier. We're all talking about him. So, however you want to look at it, we're talking about him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, again, when there's issues of not just fighters, but at the end of the day, they are people, right? And when
That's
you're
right.
looking at their mental faculty or lack thereof, that raises all kinds of red flags. And
I mean,
again,
I'd rather not see a guy like Chuck Liddell in the ring. Not that I didn't enjoy Chuck Liddell fighting before.
Yeah.
But Chuck, who got in against Tito, shouldn't have gotten into a ring. That's somebody that I could see them where you're kind of coming from.
Right.
But a Tony Ferguson or a Darren Till, I have a hard time agreeing with those two examples.
again, I
I don't
said,
know enough about the situations also.
No. But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I'm not clamoring, to see them back in the cage, just because again, there's mental stuff going on, and maybe I'm a little bit sensitive to it. I mean,
that might be part of the reason why there's mental shit going on. These fools ain't been getting in and fucking people up and doing what they love.
Okay, here's the honest to goodness truth. I mean, we had in the pro wrestling world Chris Benoit, right?
Yeah.
That's a guy that nobody fucking pulled out.
Nobody thought.
And by the time that he ended up doing horrible things, right? I mean, things that I'd rather not speak of. You guys can Google it. But he had his brain was aged like a 70-year-old dementia patient because nobody fucking pulled him out. He just kept on working through it. So that, to me, yes, it's an extreme example, but again, that's kind of why we are all respectively doing what we're doing. So you can have the career that you want on your own terms, So
Well,
that's
Bob
where
Lee
I'm
just
at.
came out saying that he can't even walk a straight line because it's
Yes, absolutely, and fuck, man,
Part of the reason why I don't spar hard crazy often. I think that guys that are sparring hard fucking multiple times a week, I think they're gonna be bashing your brain into Play-Doh.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Robbie Lawler.
You're right
I
about
mean,
that.
When right before, I want to say it was right before the Rory McDonald fight, he was like, "I'm not doing any fucking hard sparring. Fuck that. Like I'm not doing any sparring at all, actually. And there's something to be said with it.
I think no sparring's a little extreme, but I can definitely understand limiting your hard sparring, especially a lot more than
Put on a
most
box. Don't be so proud. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Protect
Yeah,
yourself.
right.
Pat
It-
on pad's a little better than pat on,
Yeah,
help.
pat on skull, right?
That's right.
Well, this is kind of thrown off subject. It's like Ronnie Coleman.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. I looked up
Yeah.
to that guy when I used to work out back in the day. Now
Yeah.
he can't move.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he just.
I mean, he's
He's
a
no-
shell of
a
his
chair.
former self.
great.
Absolutely, and got health issues up the wazoo and what have you. So to me, I'm just like, I want to set the table for you guys to have as many opportunities, and those opportunities may not be the fight in front of you, but so people can kind of hone into who you are as a person and whatever it is you do. I mean, again, talking about Albert Morales. Before UFC 209, in Vegas, it was me, him, his manager Jason House, and his gal Vanessa. We went to damn Nike Town, and he did a live feed talking about shoes and whatever. And I mean,
That's
knew
fun
the
stuff for
stitching
him.
and the intricacies of it,
Right.
and a sneakerhead. And I'm like, why doesn't this
Gets
guy
it.
have a job on Up Rocks? I have no idea.
Spokesperson.
Because you're leveraging your prestige in the fight world and doing it so you can.
using them cohesively to build a single thing that's bigger.
Absolutely. So
Finding
that
ways to monetize. Like I made my video of Make It Happen Monday yesterday about adventures in a career. And the main thing about it is figuring out how to monetize with what you're already doing to find ways to make. If he's already doing live streams about fucking shoes and knows a ton about shoes and has a big following, fuck, I'd be doing that.
Yep, absolutely. So
Finding ways
Albert,
to monetize the things that you fucking you're already doing. Because there's so much. It's easy to do, surprisingly. You know? And
absolutely.
that's a perfect example of where you're saying with like the live stream. Fuck, I'd be hitting motherfuckers up like, yo, shoot me some free sneakers. I'll review them.
Yep.
And then I'd probably sell those bitches. Or,
Yeah,
That's a fact.
and that's it. You
That
know,
is a
or
fact.
figure out a way that you can work something out with them that monetize. Or maybe you have a fucking blog and you can get paid doing advertising.
Yeah.
From there. Who knows?
yeah.
You know, if I could say one thing, and Robert, if you could put that picture up I sent you, working out of tough places if you're a high-level athlete, a fighting man that is well-known in the surfing world is taking a tough hit tonight. One of my childhood heroes and adulthood heroes, Sonny Garcia, is in the ICU right now, and I can say that the world, not just of surfing, but the world itself is praying for him because as we talked about, impact on the head, on the skull, and it isn't just surfing. He was a fighter. He fought in the streets, he fought on the beach, and nobody was just taking waves down just off a plane because if you came from somewhere else, you had to earn your right to jump on a wave in his backyard, which is Pipe, you know, the North Shore of Oahu, which is Waianae from the, you know, the west side of Oahu, and it's a sad state of affairs right now in that we find news that he tried to take his life today, and I know it had something to do with the probability of battling with depression, but we talk about a high-level athlete. You know, he was really big in the 80s, really big in, you know, he came back and won a championship in the 90s. This is a long career, and this is a dude that fought, and you know, he's on a world tour, so you're going around the world, you're living the life. And Sonny, there it is. You know, he'd get into it. He would scrap. He is a scrapper. Affliction made a shirt for him. I know they only really cater to fighters, but they knew that he scraps, and the man is fighting for his life at this moment. So I wanted to take a moment and give a shout out to Sonny. Robert's from Oahu. I lived on Oahu, so it's a big deal for us to give a shout out to a homie, you know, and wish him well. So
the best
Yeah,
for Sonny Garcia.
yeah.
Man, it's got to be
that's
tough
horrible.
fucking coming after at the end of the career and stuff. I don't
Right.
like. I'm on my way up, and it's the excitement and all the stuff going on and stuff. Man, I could see how that's tough at the end of this journey.
that's right. That's a hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, oh gosh.
It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah,
Hope the best
just
for him
sending
and his family.
sending positive vibes to
Yeah.
Sonny and his fam. Because
Thank you, brother.
That's God. I mean, I'm speechless. That's you know, somebody that's kind of, you know, done the thing and paved the way for
Yeah.
a whole generation of, you know, athlete and competitor.
But he brought the fighting spirit. I mean, I know that surfers don't think of themselves as fighters, but Sonny would scrap. You know, he got in his face and
Surfers fucking scrap.
he would throw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them.
Hawaiians are tough motherfuckers,
right.
man. My second pro fight was in Hawaii at the Aloha Stadium against the Hawaiians.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
man, it was a scrap. Those Hawaiians hated me. Fucking Howley! Fuck you, bro! My wife walking out like, fuck you, I'm about to fuck your boy up. It was a wild fight.
It wasn't all pineapples and aloha for Troop.
no, not at all. They want to stick him in
Fought
the
at
ground.
170 that time, too. There was definitely no pineapples. It
Oh,
was awful. Never doing that again. 185 again. Fuck that.
damn, man, fuck. So, obviously, where can people find you on social media, my man?
So, I mean, my main place is at Bulletproof Troop on Instagram. That's where I post the most stuff. My Instagram story pops if you haven't seen it yet. Facebook.com/Bulletproof Trooper is my Facebook. And then my Instagram is Big Troop 22. I don't really use that enough yet. I'm starting to get better at using my Twitter. But my Instagram's where it's at. Hit me up on Instagram at Bulletproof Troop, all one word. And if you want some merch and shit, go to bulletprooftroop.com and
Okay.
pick some stuff out, or shoot me a message. I'll be posting a bunch of dope stuff. I just got these
Love them.
these tank top hoodies. Got the logo
Damn.
blasted on the hood, baby. Super soft and comfortable. All my shit's dope. You're gonna wanna wear it, not just because it's fucking cool, because it's comfortable. But I gotta give you guys some warnings. When you throw a Bulletproof Troop shirt on, like, your bench press immediately goes up like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It's got a built-in pussy magnet. Girls are
There
gonna
you
come
go.
out.
Got that
like,
magnet.
it's-
Yes,
I just had a
certified
full-
I'm gonna buy one right now.
You better, Joe.
I'm gonna do it.
That's just what you need is a
They
magnet.
don't
for
got
the
my size, I
vagina.
don't think.
We can make your size.
We can make a 6X.
There you go. Some sex. We're gonna make it.
Success with a 6X.
I just
Get that canopy and just throw.
There you go. Fuck it. Whatever.
parachute will
a
work.
catamaran or whatever.
Jump
the fuck.
out of a
Yeah,
plane and you'll
We'll
live.
do it. We'll do it. Fucking
Get one for Robert.
Yeah, man. But shit, dude.
So I got to give another shout out to somebody. The people at Rock LA. I was in a bad car
Hell
accident
yeah.
in December, and they really helped me out. They really helped with a lot of my recovery and stuff. I got a stem cell injection in my shoulder my left shoulder's now it's brand new. It's perfect. It's as good as my good shoulder. It is like my good shoulder. They're both good shoulders now. And man, the things that they've done at Rock LA to help me, they just started doing IV therapy too. I was sick about a week and a half ago, and they hooked me up with an IV. Bam, and knocked it right out. I felt amazing. So check out at Rock LA on Instagram too.
Yeah, IG.
Repeat it. Robotic Orthopedic Center of LA. I
Absolutely.
believe what it stands for. And man, they've taken fantastic care of me. If there's any type of orthopedic surgery or anything that you need, I highly recommend hitting them up. They've done wonders for me in my career, and I really feel like helped get my career back on track after this bad car accident that Adam and I were both in December. It was I got hurt a little bit all over, but you see what happened to his face?
Yeah,
See it?
exactly.
All this?
This is a face for radio, not for fucking TV, eh?
The world
Surprised
almost
that the FCC hasn't shut this shit down.
the world
Fucker.
almost lost the number one cricket player in the village in Fiji where he comes from.
Actually, the number one cricket eater. I like
right.
nacho cheese flavored crickets, but I digress. But yeah, no, shout out to fucking Rock LA, man. They're the best.
Yeah, Dr. D's the man. Everybody over there has done great by me. I really appreciate everybody there.
Absolutely,
That's good
man.
news.
And I mean, it's not just you.
Glad you're back.
Dr. D, Michelle, and
Michelle.
just Gus. Yeah, I
Gus.
appreciate everybody there. Everybody's
Yeah.
fantastic people. They got a bunch. They've been working with a handful of fighters. They got a bunch of guys over at Sit Yut Dung too.
Yeah,
they've worked with Albert Morales, another one of my teammates, Kevin Casey. Shout out Johnny Utah, Gilbert
Nakatani. Yeah, damn right. Two-time
Wilson.
Wilson Ha.
Wilson Ha had a fight on Saturday at
Just
Fighters Rep, and an awesome fight. Really, really entertaining fight to watch.
Won a championship there.
Yeah,
So
that was a fantastic fight. The Fighters Rep, man. Fighters Rep's dude, Southern California's fight promotions are really coming together.
Right.
Fighters Rep had another incredible show on Saturday. This wasn't MMA. This was
Muay Thai.
was Unified Rules, so it was Glory Rules,
Oh, gotcha.
kickboxing. And George Francis has been putting together fantastic events, great content, building up his things, and then fantastically matched cards where really it makes for very entertaining fights and stuff, So that's another group. Check out at Fighters Rep on Instagram.
It's a niche market because it is striking only.
Striking only, exactly. So you're gonna have a bunch of tough guys banging it out, and man, they've had some bangers. Some
right.
bangers. Very entertaining to watch just the striking. So the people that don't understand the ground or don't care to watch it, start watching stuff. There's some great kickboxing. And bare knuckle boxing too is awesome, Joey Angelo said something about him. I know he fought for them. And man, I'd love to fight for them at some point too. I got something on my plate right now, but
good coming down the pipeline, all right?
yeah, and they're picking up a bunch of people too. I know
Hell
Rumble
yeah.
Johnson's working with, I want to say it's BKFF or
Yeah, the good one.
The good one.
With the,
The good
fucking
one,
cool
yeah.
ass ring with the circle.
Yeah.
Looks like a
I
fucking
like that
cyclone.
ring too.
Yeah, it's
almost
dope.
like a little bull cage ring.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing compared to the ring that Phoenix or what is it? Ray Phoenix fucking flipped off of. Did you see that video?
No, I did not see that.
Yes, he flipped off the fucking cage. Oh no, off a ladder. Damn near broke his neck. Yeah. So, but it's not that.
Sometimes I see people jumping off wild shit. Dude, Eli Everfly is a guy in the local indie scene. That dude does some wild shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a huge
He
Eli
fucking beat the
Everfly.
Miz on TV. Fuck.
Fucking rolled that full out. Boom.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Eva.
Dude, some of the wrestlers do some wild shit, man.
Yeah, man. So fuck, man. So what are people gonna expect June 7th, man?
Expect violence. I'm bringing the violence. I'm coming to hurt somebody and put somebody away, Every time I get in the ring, I tell people, I'm willing to die in there. The last time I lost a fight, I got choked unconscious. I didn't tap out. I went to fucking sleep. If that was a street fight, I might be dead. I'm going to go in there and I'm willing to fight you to the death. And I'm trying to kill you. So keep all of that in mind, that you're going to have to kill me, and I'm trying to kill you before you get in the cage with me, So I hope that my opponents understand the magnitude of that statement before getting in a cage with me or signing a contract to fight me. I'm coming to fucking kill you. Real talk, I've had a guy leave on a stretcher. I'm trying to make everybody leave on a stretcher or in a body bag within the rules. But I'm trying to fucking hurt you. Hurt you. Not just win. Hurt you. Put you away. Finish you. So to answer your question, expect me to put somebody away and fucking hurt them. Smash.
That's some Bonesaw McGraw shit right there.
It's a violent man.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy violence, but I also enjoy laughing and having a good time. That's why I
Hell
say
yeah,
I'm
you do.
putting the laughter in manslaughter, because it spells laughter at the end of
He
manslaughter.
puts the fun in funeral.
That's the fun and funeral.
Like that. Ooh.
Glad I could help you out.
Nice.
Put the fun in funeral.
Yeah, the reason why you guys can't
Oh,
see
I
their
like
hands
that.
is because they're playing with each other.
Yeah.
Anywho,
We're playing footsie
This
down
guy,
here.
shit, man.
the
Fuck yeah,
Fijian
dude.
Freak Show, just on fire tonight.
Not in my crotch.
Well, that's right.
That's right.
Who's got a funnel cake?
Our producers put the
We-
fun in funnel
Hey,
cake.
I'm fucking cutting weight. Don't play with my emotions.
Yeah, no
okay.
You're gonna be one of those motherfuckers.
Knott's very
with, like, a
far,
burrito
baby.
on it and then an apple. Or,
Yeah, right.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what we're gonna do with the Bulletproof Troop because we want you to fucking win. All we do is win, win, win. No,
Man,
that's the
yeah,
last time I tried to fucking rap because I've got none of it. But yeah,
So here's another prediction for my fight. Expect someone to get trooped upside the head.
troop
Side the head, say troop
upside the head.
Say what?
There you go. See, fuck. That's what we do here at the fucking Gym Crashers, man. But fuck, I couldn't have ended it on a better note. But thank you, my friend, for fucking joining
Thank
us
you, brother.
tonight.
Always a pleasure.
my
a hell of a
fucking
show.
Donda over here. Where can people find you on social media?
Dondo the Gym Crasher.
Yeah, exactly. Because he knew that I was illiterate when it came to
And
words.
we just opened the Gym Crasher Dojo in Norwalk, California at 12,000 Firestone Avenue. Come see us.
Hell
We're
yeah.
training every night. My boy Miguel. We got little Art. I got my buddy Kent. And our producer Robert there for Sumo Wrestling.
Oh shit. Hey, I mean, Sumo just fucking sold out fucking the Long Beach Pyramid. So,
That's right.
Good job, Yokozuna.
He is.
Yeah.
He might challenge you
There
to
you
a
go.
ramen eating contest as well.
Apparently, I mean, and I see the way that Joey's looking at him. Joey the Bull's looking at him. That's a fucking super fight of sumo right there.
Hell
That's
yeah,
right.
I'll take him out in 2 seconds.
Oh shit!
he can
But,
try.
fuck yeah, man! This is
I
the
would
Gym
pay to
Crashers.
see that.
That's
yeah,
right.
damn right.
Next time.
That's what I'm saying.
Ramen eating contest right here, Robert.
Ramen eating contest, or them fucking
T-shirts off.
slapping, the slapping uglies against each other in diapers.
Mortadella showing.
Mortadella.
Yeah, it's like big salami.
Oh.
You know.
It'll be a big booby bash off.
Bologna Chi-Chis.
Big.
Big booby bash off coming June.
Shit me. But yeah, this is the Gym Crashers. This is what we do every fucking
That's
Tuesday
it.
night. 8 to 9.
8.
I'm dyslexic when it
Tuesdays
comes to
at
number.
8. Like us, subscribe to us, share the link.
Facebook
That's why this
and
motherfucker was
YouTube.
late today.
That's right.
Why? Because I was doing interviews? Yeah, man.
No, because you don't know what fucking time it is.
Yeah, damn right. But apparently it's fucking Bulletproof Troop time come June 7th.
Bulletproof troop time, baby.
LFA,
Damn right.
Morongo.
This is According to Woods with John Doe and
John
fucking
Doe.
Blake. Troop. John Doe.
John Doe.
John Doe. But we're out, man. Fuck
We're out.
this.
The Royal Ramble
Thank you,
coming
guys.
right at you. There he is, the man. Thank you, Robert, for that.
Oh, is that Sonny? What's his name? Yeah. Oh, what a bummer. How did he pass away?
He didn't pass away. He's still fighting for it.
Oh, what happened?